Yeah. How you giggling? Oh, man. Welcome to another edition of No Facts, No Problem. Audience of one, ain't no name yet. The name matters. Keep talking shit. The bald and the bearded, the baby daddy. Oh, man, I'm your boy, JussEricMatthew.
I'm your boy, iLLWill.
Oh, man, that's us. We're your boys. You
Yep.
feel me? And yeah, man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Will, how you feeling?
I feel good today, man.
Feel good? You feel great? You ready to talk some shit?
Yes, sir. Ready to talk that talk.
Oh, man. But, yo, hold on. In a perfect world,
Talk to me.
when would we start talking that shit?
Right about now.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna jump right into it because you know loose lips sink ships. Actually, no. I'm gonna let you do that. You go ahead. You take that.
I'll take
Yeah,
control.
you go ahead. You take
So,
that. I'm not ready. You go ahead.
So first one we're going to get into in this loose lips, whispers, all that is Kevin Garnett's divorce.
Oh man, KG,
Yes, sir. KG.
the kid.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So his wife, Brandy Garnett, filed for a divorce back in July.
damn.
And she wants a lot of money, man. A lot of money.
Man, tell me more.
She wants $146K per month for spousal support. She wants $46K for child support. God damn.
Per month, right?
Per
This isn't
month. This
yearly.
is per month. That totals to about $2.3 million per year to sit on her ass.
2.3 M's per year, just because she was married to dude and
Yep.
well had his kids.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
But then she also wants $300K to immediately cover the attorney fees.
I'm sorry. I should be taking this seriously, but this is wild.
This shit is no joke.
Okay,
And
I'm sorry. You were saying $300K for what?
to cover her attorney fees immediately
He got to pay for her
after
lawyer, too.
after the proceedings or whatever.
Bueno.
And then she also wants $25K to keep
Keep on at it.
to
Go ahead.
keep the lawyers on retainer, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's from the $77 million that was stolen from Kevin Garnett's management
Okay,
team.
hold on. Kevin Garnett is getting fucked all kinds of ways. I'm laughing so hard because this story is kind of unbelievable. And sometimes you hear about celebrity divorces, celebrity divorce cases, and all I can do is laugh because it's like the wildest shit. So,
You and me both, buddy.
bro, the 77 mil, as you said, his management team stole that from him over time, right?
Yep.
She, being that she was his wife, wants her cut of what was stolen.
Yep.
But in order for her to get her cut, she has to have legal representation. And she's asking for KG to pay for that as well. On top of the lawyer that he's going to be paying to argue against him in the divorce proceedings.
Yep.
And on top of the spousal support, on top of the child support.
Yep.
So he's basically an ATM.
Looks like it.
Son, how long were they married?
14 years. 14 years they were married. The funny thing is that he makes, right now, without basketball, he makes, I think, 4.9 per year.
All right. Well, hold on. Before you continue, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Garnett is a retired NBA player. He played about 20 years in the league. He was one of the first players who started this wave of high school straight to the NBA
Yep.
situation. You know, before the LeBron James, before Kobe Bryant, there was KG. After Moses Malone, but you know. And yeah, he played in the league. He was an all-time great. He won an MVP. He won championship. Like, he's known. He's in the special room of the Hall of Fame. Okay, he's
Yes, sir.
probably a top 20 player of all time. You know, so this isn't some slouch.
Top 5 power forwards of all time.
Yeah, I think that's a valid
Top 2
assessment.
maybe. No.
Top 1, he's not one.
Nah, he's not number 1.
Top 2, and he's not one. I won't put him in my.
I won't put him in my top 2 either, but I'm
Yeah.
sure people
No,
can make
there are
that
definitely
argument.
people. Exactly. So that's just to give you background on who we are referencing. And but yeah, continue. So how much does he make about this year?
So he makes
That's a
now
pocket watch.
off the NBA, he makes about 4.9 mil
All right.
per
Let's just
year.
round up to 5. The cutest
So
number.
5 year, yeah, he makes $5 million per year,
Right.
and he has to give 2.3, almost half.
Has to give
He
half
has
to
to
his
give
wife still.
to his wife. After the,
Do you know how long spousal support lasts?
who knows, man? Probably your whole life.
No.
She has to maintain that lifestyle.
Son, shit like this makes me really just question and wonder how these things came to be in place in the States, you know? Because each state has different marriage laws, has different divorce laws, and I think they're married in California, right?
California, I believe, yeah.
Yeah. And allegedly, California is one of the states that really it tends to fuck men in terms of divorces. But this is nuts, man. I, for one, don't believe in spousal support.
I don't either.
So I don't even know what foot you get off on. Like, I mean, 14 years of marriage. Okay. Do you think that there is an allotted amount of time where someone could deserve spousal support?
No.
There's no scenario.
No scenario, man. What
If
the
she was
hell?
married to you for 25 years.
There's a scenario. Here's one scenario. What if he married her and along those lines something happened where she couldn't work anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can help her out. I don't
Right.
necessarily think it should be mandatory by the courts.
Yeah.
But this woman is able to work.
Right.
She's an able-bodied.
Yeah. She's just like, I'm just not doing it.
damn.
You've already gotten me used to not. You know, that's what I'm trying to think on that other side, because it's basically about maintaining a lifestyle, right? You've accustomed this individual to a
That's
certain
what a
lifestyle.
lot of the lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that after you've been married for 10 years, I don't know if it's in the state of New York or what, you know, we ain't got no facts anyway.
But
I know,
no problem.
no facts, no problem, you feel me? But I know that after 10 years, you qualify for like spousal support or a certain amount if you were to get divorced. So I say that to say she's put in 14 years. They have 2 children together. I don't feel like she should get nothing.
Nothing?
But no, I said I don't feel like she should get nothing.
Okay. I thought you said you feel like it.
No. That's some cruel shit. No. I don't feel like she should get nothing. But half of what he's making now is nuts. Half of what he's making now, she's no longer with him. Yeah, she could still take care of the kids. Okay, so you get something, but half, no. That's
absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat. I agree. I don't think he should give spousal support, but he should give, or not should. He should want to give the money she's asking for child support, which is almost $50K a year. That's a lot, though.
Right. What the hell you feeding that baby?
I mean,
baby,
you know,
caviar.
to make it like
like what the fuck, bro? It's a baby,
chick
dog.
eats
Like
caviar for breakfast.
Come on, man.
The way that I saw it was like maybe they're in private school. They are rich. They are famous.
Right, for sure.
Maybe that private school costs $20,000 a year. 2 kids, that's $40,000, and the other 6. That doesn't even make sense because it's monthly.
I was about to say exactly. It's 46 monthly, 46K monthly. It's not for a whole year. So,
yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, my beef really is on what ground? Like, because in the reporting, she also filed for sole custody of the children, and they're allegedly divorcing with irreconcilable differences. So it's not that you're saying he's a bad father, from what we know so far.
Yep.
Why would you be trying to get sole custody and you can't afford to maintain the lifestyle for these children? You know, I feel like this is getting into personal territory, and you see this happen often in divorces. One parent starts to use the child as a pawn.
Yep.
To, you know, get what they want, or to I don't know, cause the life of the other parent to be shit. And I don't know, man. I feel like the law should be changed on that because it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. If you can't afford to maintain the lifestyle for these kids, you should not be granted sole custody, first of all. KG's fighting for joint custody.
He should get joint custody.
Yeah. Which, dude, I think that's what makes sense. Any parent, you want both parents, if the other person's a good parent, blah, 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 if you're not coming at their parenting. You would want your kids to have that other parent, right? Right?
Of course.
So it's like, get your shit together. You know, why are you asking for sole custody? You can't afford it. You're supposed to, you know, not supposed to, but you want your kids to have a father. I don't understand what point she's trying to make. Maybe more info needs to come out about it, but
Yeah, if we had more info, like saying that he's bad or something. I don't see it though, because she would have brought it up already. I'm assuming
Exactly.
This shit was filed for divorce July last year.
Exactly. It would have come out already, right?
Yeah. Here's my take on the situation. If you look at all those women, not all the women.
What women?
A lot of let me take away the word all because I'll offend
Happy
some people.
Women's Month, by the way.
Yeah, Happy Women's Month. There's a lot of women that are in the top. You know, they're in the top earners bracket or whatever, and like some 80% or 85 is all from divorce money.
Divorce.
The woman that just divorced Bozo is now the richest woman on this planet, and it's all from divorce money.
Yo,
Isn't
wait,
that
that divorce is final? They already.
It's
know
not
how much
final
she
yet,
got?
but no, I don't think it's final yet. But once it is, she'll be the richest
she'll be
woman.
up there. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
man got 150 B's, right?
yeah, and you can go through the list. Like even Oprah.
Yo, Jeff, let me get $1. Hey, yo, Jeff, can I get $1?
He's gonna sponsor
My
this
bad,
podcast.
yeah. Oh, he better sponsor this podcast. Jeff, come on now. Brother need $1, man.
Nah, he don't give away money. That guy.
Nah, he ain't giving it away. We're rendering a service. Right?
So,
damn it, Jeff.
so
My
yeah,
bad.
a lot of those women they got money from fucking
divorcing,
divorces,
yeah.
like that are in the. If you look at Forbes top 100 richest women or whatever,
Right.
or even if you go 1 through 50, the majority of those women is from divorce that they got their money, which is a joke.
No, that's an absolute joke. And you'll see, like, I'll see online when these stories come out, it'll be like, "Go ahead, girl, get your coin," and I'm just like,
Get your money.
Y'all gotta figure out which side on the fence y'all are falling on, man. If it's equality, then rep that. But if it's not, then let's acknowledge that it's not that, and we can go about it that way,
Real.
But damn, I feel bad for KG because as my man Drake once said, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Preach.
That is one of the greatest lines spoken in a rap song because it's like it perfectly encompassed the feeling behind, fam, okay, we were married, but in order for me to earn this bread, that was me. You feel me? I had to put in that work. And again, I'll repeat, the part where I want to give her some credit, 14 years of marriage, you're undeniably helping uphold this person, ideally. You're helping them with their mental health. You're helping them at home, whatever. You're their wife. Like, sure, you should be, not you should be, but I understand if you're seeking compensation of some sort for the time you put in. But where or how much compensation? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always going to debate that. Half my earnings, stop it.
half the earnings for the rest.
Half, Eddie.
That's
Eddie,
insane.
I want half. Oh, man.
I wonder if she filed to keep houses or something because they don't touch on that. Imagine he has to give up 2 of the houses they have. Two of the 3.
that she's in with her new man.
Yo.
Oh, my Lord.
Holy moly.
Poor KG. Ain't no Honey Nut
Poor
Cheerios
KG,
right there,
man.
bro. Oh, man. Shout out to Mello. All right, man. I'm off KG.
Off that.
Off KG from one shaky husband to another. Nah. I don't know if he's a shaky husband, but it's looking shaky for him right now. Your boy, Larry Bear. I think that's how you say his name, but
Yeah.
we ain't got no facts, so it doesn't even matter. Larry Bear. Let me just give y'all some background on Larry. Good old Larry boy. Larry Bear is the CEO of the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants are a Major League Baseball team based in San Francisco.
Yep.
And good old Larry was caught on tape wrestling something out of the hands of his wife, out of his wife's hands. His wife is sitting down, he is standing up, and he appears to be wrestling something. A lot of people saying it's a phone, correct?
Yeah. They confirmed.
No, they confirmed. Okay.
That it was the phone, yeah.
So he's trying to grab his phone out her hand, and she's yelling out, "Help! Help!" And she's like falling on the floor, and the optics are just horrible. Like this looks like, oh my Lord. So, what do you think about that so far? You've seen the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. This one's a funny situation because it doesn't look like he hits her.
No.
He's just like trying to get
me
his phone
either, it
back.
does not look
yeah,
like he
to
hits
me
her.
either. He's just like holding her arm, trying to get that phone back. She saw something she didn't want to see.
Hey, dog. She kept scrolling to the left, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yo, the phones. Oh man,
That goes to show this could happen at 13
been
and at
through it, bro.
37.
Oh,
and at
man.
40, whatever. I mean, this guy's
Doesn't matter
50
the age.
something.
Word, he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Son, Larry, you in your 50s. You was out here thotting before cell phones. Get your shit together, brother. Button it up. Do it how y'all used to do it in the 80s, man.
Send a fucking carrier pigeon or something.
Bro. Send the fucking Westerosi owl to deliver a scroll. I don't know. Get your shit to send a little bird. Who's the homie on Game of Thrones that had the little kids?
The little kids,
little kids sending whispers.
You don't got little kids out there,
bro.
Something.
Come on, man. Y'all here all in the text with it, all wildin', dick pics all in the text, and you mad? Your shorty mad? Get it together.
Idiots, man.
But anyway, my bad. Go ahead.
So yeah, this one's shaky for me because it looks like he doesn't hit her, but obviously, he wrestles her, she falls, yada yada yada. But this wasn't on the front page of any sports outlet when it did occur, which I find funny because had it been an athlete, it would have been blown out of proportion.
Forget it. They would have buried him under the jail.
They would have had the cell phone going through it ourselves. Some shit, right?
OD. But I must say, I don't know if it would have been blown out of proportion because from what we see from athletes, from what I've seen so far, they dead ass be hitting. Like Ray Rice hit. The other homie, I forgot his name. I think it was Hunt.
The guy from Kansas City.
Yeah, he kicked Shorty.
Yeah, he kicked
it wasn't... Okay, I'll just leave it there. He kicked
Shorty.
It wasn't like a punt kick, but he kicked her. It's clear he kicked her. He should be punished. But this Larry Bear situation, like you said, he wrestles the phone out. I felt like the wife was throwing on a little sazon.
Yeah.
A little azúcar. You feel me? To get the shit spicy. She's screaming and shit. I don't know, bro. It was definitely, if it was a player, this would have been a lot more covered. But I don't know, man. It's like there's a fine line. Like, okay, so when football players get in trouble, people be wanting them to get kicked off the team, right?
Yeah.
And it's been happening. Larry's been asked to step aside. Not step down. He's on a leave of absence.
Yeah, he just took the leave.
Right.
Yeah. Personal time.
Exactly. Do you feel like people should have to step away from their employment whenever they have mishappenings in their private life?
No.
Not at all, not under any circumstances.
I mean, it depends on the circumstances. Like, if it's on some, like, personal life where you kill somebody, a la Hernandez.
No, not, that's the other extreme.
You got shooters in the locker room and shit. But,
oh, man.
No, but if it's something like this, I think it should be handled privately. Obviously, the NFL has to investigate.
Right.
But I don't think they should.
So you're saying, like, even for the football players?
Even for football players.
Ray Rice, right cross
well,
to
he
his
knocked
shorty.
her out.
Yeah, he knocked her out. He shouldn't have had to been kicked off his team.
Maybe suspended, but not completely kicked off and removed from the NFL as a whole. Like, he never even got a second chance. Hunt at least just got signed by someone.
Exactly, yeah, someone picked him up.
Like, they already forgave.
We don't know who because we ain't got no facts, but yeah, he got picked up.
He just got picked up by someone, but Ray Rice never got a second chance.
No, he was
which
done.
Is...
it's interesting when there's video attached, man. Video makes it so you can't do the whole, well, I don't really... I mean, you can still know, I don't know what happens. I don't know what really happened, blah, blah, blah. But it eliminates so much of that, you know?
When you see her get knocked down and dragged out of the elevator.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oof. Yeah, that was different. Ray
he married her, though. She forgave him. Why can't the NFL?
Come on, man. I think Ray Rice's other problem was that he was on the way down.
Oh, yeah, he was on the way down, too. So. He can still produce, though.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah.
Running backs, fullbacks, because you see Kareem Hunt, he got in trouble. Of course, his wasn't the same thing as Ray. Every situation is different, but he got re-signed.
He got re-signed, yeah.
I don't know if his first name's Kareem. If it's not Kareem Hunt, I'm sorry. But if it is you, then yeah. I ain't got no facts.
We ain't got no facts over here, man.
Whatchamacallit? I was thinking, because we're saying, would it have been different if it was a player? The same can be said for, like, police officers, man. Police officers, firefighters, you always hear, well, I don't know if you hear, but I would always hear, or you would always see things in the news about how they would hit their wives or beat their wives, and they wouldn't be suspended from the force, They would get...
That's their personal life, though.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, at what point in society did we decide, okay, in these realms, we'll allow you to fuck up in your personal life and keep your job, but in these realms, if you fuck up in your personal life, you got to step down.
I have no idea where they decided that. Sports is weird because it's like the only one where if you're let me think about, like, they have like those rules of if you hit somebody outside, if anything happens outside, you're suspended.
Yeah.
In sports is also, you can't come into the NFL until a certain age, right? You have to do 3 years or something in college.
At least two.
At least two in college.
Yeah.
NBA, you have to do at least
either 19 years old or 1 year removed from high school.
Yeah. Or you have to do at least 1 year of college, you know?
No, it can.
Oh,
it
no,
doesn't
not
have
anymore.
to be
Yeah,
college.
yeah, you're right. You're right. It doesn't have to be college. But if you're a fucking, let me see, another profession. If you're a, what do you call it?
Tennis player.
You don't have to go.
No, not at all.
There's people that are. Matter of fact, let's talk about Michelle Wu. You remember Michelle Wu?
Michelle Wee.
Michelle Wee. Golf.
Yeah.
She was like 13 and she was a
fact.
pro.
A pro getting that cake, raking it in.
Is always different. Like they hold all sports or whatever to different standards. Like why can't a musician could be 12 and if he's a prodigy, they'll throw him up there.
Exactly.
But
Justin Bieber
in sports you have
early.
to wait.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know why there's this it seems to be some kind of double standard. And it's not just in sports, it's in particular sports.
In particular
like we
sports,
just said, tennis, golf, soccer. You remember Freddie Adu?
Yeah, Freddie
Adu. He was popping at the same time LeBron was.
And Michelle Wu.
Yeah, exactly.
All three of them.
So like it depends on the sport as well. So it makes me, I don't know, man. It makes me ask myself a lot of questions because it's like, yo, him. Okay, let's say worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario. He's a piece of shit husband, Larry Bear. Worst case scenario, he beats his wife routinely at home, blah, blah, blah. How does that necessarily affect how he runs the San Francisco Giants? How does that affect how good of a CEO he is?
It doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it does.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm one. Of course, he should be. If let's say he is this person, he should be punished. That's not what I'm debating here. It's not apologizing for him, etc. I just feel like the line shouldn't be so blurry when it comes to someone's means of feeding themselves or feeding their family. You know, because I would even argue that let's say the police officer who beats his wife, I would argue that has more of an effect on his job than the CEO of the Giants who beats his wife. You know,
I agree.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
That was funny, man.
Larry, good old Larry.
They
I want to see if there were any. Oh no, go ahead.
They hold sports players to a
higher standard. Yeah.
Than they do officers.
Come on, man. Tell me about it.
What a joke.
Oh man. All right, man. Enough about Larry. Yeah. Off of Larry. Larry, stop hitting people. Larry. Larry, stop hitting people. I hope all jokes aside, for the sake of their family, I hope they work out their shit, you know. No, because it is a family. They got kids and shit. Like, you know, I hope that this was just a bad argument. Larry was maybe sending one too many dick pics. Shorty found out, and, you know, she just wasn't like, bro, get your shit together. Yeah. Larry, button it up, bro. You was out here in the 80s, feel me, moving and grooving.
Word.
Yeah. Take it back to those times. You're going to be a dirtbag, clean your shit up, man. Come on.
What a fucking...
Don't be a dirtbag, but if you have to be, clean your shit up. I'm just saying, don't be a dirtbag. Like, come on, you're married. Come on, get it together. But if you still choose to live that life, the least you could do is be neat about it. I mean, I think all the ladies listening would agree. And I'm saying ladies because these are stereotypical gender roles that we're conforming to, right? It's one thing to be cheated on. Why are you laughing? It's all, I'm getting into that hot water. Will squirming around in his seat like, bro, go ahead and change the topic, bro. Like, come on now. Look at me wiping his forehead. He's sweating and shit. I wish we had video for this one because, my boy is nervous. Don't worry, Will. I'm going to walk you through this. All I'm saying... I'm not saying anyone should cheat, okay? Let's be clear. This motherfucker. What I am saying is if you're going to be a piece of shit, do it right, man. And that's in any walk of life. If you're going to be a criminal, be a good criminal. Don't get caught. Yeah. You know, if you're going to be if you're going to be a teacher, be a great teacher, whatever. All I'm saying is whatever you do it to the best. Do it to the best. Do it right, man. Exactly. And that... unfortunately, also goes into cheating. If you're gonna be sending dick pics or receiving titty pics or whatever, you know.
Word, man. Why doesn't this guy have a burner phone? Is what I don't know. Why doesn't he have another phone? He's a billionaire. Nah, he's not a billionaire. He's a millionaire. He's
a couple mil. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Just sloppy. You got sloppy. You start slipping, man. The 50, like My wife don't know how to work the phone. He got sloppy, bro. She was sitting outside with the phone talking about help. I'm like, yo.
You know what's funny about the video too? That she's screaming out help, and there's people just recording. Nobody helps her.
Bro.
Isn't that something else with society?
Come on, man. Yo, that's another thing with society. It's like
she's screaming for help. The dude is recording, and then you see the guy in the back just watching.
Bro.
People
walking by.
Yeah, nobody cares.
People walking by recording like, man, fuck this
Nobody
bitch.
cares.
Nah, so wrong, bro. Like, definitely there's something going on in our society where we are so caught up in getting the footage or being the ones to post it or whatever that we don't act. We're not active.
Word.
And okay, this situation it ended up being that no one really got hurt from what I could see. But that could have been a lot worse, That could have been a lot worse where someone's crying out, calling for help, and no one is stepping up to their. And I know I'm asking for a lot, asking someone to step in because I don't know how many times this has happened to you, but it's happened to me where I'll never forget. Story time.
Story time.
Story time with Uncle E. Y'all ready? Pull up a chair. Gather around, children. Story time with Uncle E. We got to get a tune for story time with Uncle E.
Yeah.
We gotta get a little, a little jingle. This once upon a time when I was about
yay high.
Well, I was never yay high. If you know me, I've been big. But once upon a time when I was, I want to say like 13, I was on the A train, and there was a man and a woman arguing.
Uh-oh.
And I'm talking about first it was just verbal. But then it got to be like the aggressive verbal, so like they're in each other's face, thug clapping,
New York
pointing.
stuff.
Yeah, man, it's getting real, real, yeah. And this is like a semi-crowded, 5-6 p.m. train, whatever.
What train was
headed
it?
downtown.
It has to be a Bronx one.
Hey, no, A train headed down,
A-train.
headed down to Brooklyn though. So,
all right.
And this was early 2000s. So it was the early 2000s. If you know, New York City was different. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I'm on this train. This couple's arguing. Eventually, my man starts saying things like, "I'm the man, you're the woman. Shut the fuck up." Going
shit.
in, yeah, like crazy misogynist, just bullshit, right? But he's like barking in her face. Finally, one of the construction working homies that just happened to be on the train. There's a group of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them. One of them finally steps in. He's like, "Hey, like you're gonna have to chill, brother. This is unacceptable." He's not screaming, he's not fighting, he's not putting his hands on anyone. He literally just placed himself in between the 2 of them, like, "Yo, y'all gonna have to chill."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not you gonna have to chill because you wild.
To the guy.
Yeah, he's telling the guy you're gonna have to chill because the dude's putting it like he's mushing his girl.
Okay.
And like, just I'm the man, you're the woman, shut the fuck up. He's like, "Yo, you're gonna have to chill, brother. Maybe you guys need to work this out in a different way because right now, this ain't what you want to do, basically." And long story short, he and the guy end up getting to a tussle. The guy didn't take it well,
Okay, of course not.
Stole off on him. Exactly. No, you see how he's screaming at his shorty, like he's ready for some action, But yeah, so my man pops off on him. They start fighting. The train gets stopped. I'll never forget, 145th Street station. Train gets stopped. I think there's a precinct in the station. But the fucking cops were there out of nowhere, right?
They motherfuckers knew.
Bruh, it's like they parachuted down. Them motherfuckers came up from the vents. I don't know where the fuck people call the cops from. But next thing I knew, the cops were on the train. And you will not believe the woman in the fight, this lady, goes, "No, officer, this man was bothering us. This man came and hit my boyfriend. Da, 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 da." And thankfully, all of us were on the train, saw the whole thing, and contested it. Like, no, they were arguing. He was abusing her, and this guy jumped in to defend her. But bro, she was fully ready to have him like taken to jail, and he stepped up for her. So I only tell that story. It's not to discourage anyone from stepping in, blah blah blah. It's only to say I understand now when people take a backseat. From that moment, I understood because it's like, oh no, like you can't. You jumping in, you don't know people's, situations. So,
don't be a hero.
Don't be a hero. Have you ever been a hero?
No, man, hell no. For what?
Never, ever? In no situation?
Buddy, the only hero I know is a sub.
The only hero you know got ketchup and mayonnaise.
Ketchup, mayonnaise, all that, man.
Lettuce from
Don't
Lou's
be a hero.
Bodega.
You don't know what that guy's going through or that woman, whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, by hero, I mean, if you see an old lady that falls, you'll help her up.
Different, yeah.
That's a hero,
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? But if you see people arguing, that's their business. You don't know. They'll flip and jump you.
But what if you see like a lady getting decked by her boyfriend? Like he cracks her shit. Bow.
I don't know. Maybe he hit her in the other train. She hit him in the other train.
Nonetheless, you gonna mind your business.
That's none of my business.
Yo, spoken like a true New Yorker, bro. New Yorkers see the wildest shit.
Let
It's
him.
just like, fam.
We saw a guy. There was a little kid, right?
Okay.
He was wearing a red coat, and a homeless man walked in, a bum.
Yeah.
And he looks at him, and he takes a second look. And we already know something's going to happen. And he said, yo, bro, you got my coat on. Give me my fucking coat.
The homeless guy is
The homeless guy's telling this little 13-year-old, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, he was like in high school. I was in high school as well. Okay. And he's saying all of this. He's like, yo, give my coat, man. That's my coat. And he starts to session off. There was people sitting around him. Everybody just walked away.
No.
I'm at the end of the car looking at this. And one of my friends at the time says, yo, let's go help him. And I said, no, you go help him.
Motherfucker, you go help him if you feel like it.
You don't know. What if you get cut and that guy's bleeding and you're bleeding and now you get AIDS from trying to help a little kid?
Oh, my Lord.
I take it to the extreme over here.
Yo, my man said, what if
I get cut? He gets cut. He has some
Dog,
shit. Yo, they be doing heroin and
bro,
shit.
I know.
Needle to
bro,
needle.
you're
I don't
on
know,
one
man.
today, bro. My man said, hold on. We got to rewind that. My son said, what if you get cut and he has a cut? And by the way, you would have to rub these two cuts together. Okay.
Yeah, there's
rubbing going on during the fight. You're right. But wow. Okay, that's a bit extreme. But yeah, no, I feel you.
I know.
New York is definitely on some mind your business. You know, you're not involved. You don't know what happened. And again, I will never critique someone for not stepping into a situation that is not their own.
Yeah, me either.
But with all that said, I would love it if more people did step in.
Oh yeah, as long as it's not me. I agree.
At least you're honest, right? At least you're honest. But yeah. So if you ever see someone beefing on the train, hey man, if you got it in, you step in. Fuck it.
Help them out, man. Help them out.
I'm not saying I'm gonna help you help them out, but I'm telling you to help.
I'll record it.
Jesus Christ, man. Talk to me.
I wouldn't record it, man. But let's talk about the
Larry, keep your hands to yourself, Larry. Stop sending dick pics, damn it. We know about you, Larry.
All right, man. Next one is this red
Will
table
stop
talk.
sweating, you know.
This red table talk. No, I can't.
Oh no,
This is all about cheating over here. So, red table talk over here with
Red Table Talk is Jada Pinkett's show.
Jada Pinkett's show, yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith, excuse me.
Yeah. Throw that out there.
Married to one Willard J. Smith.
Yes, sir.
AKA
And
the Fresh Prince.
she had a red table talk with Jordan Woods. So we're back on this family. And Jordan Woods.
Jordan Wood. Who's Jordan Woods for people who don't know?
Jordan Woods, in case you've been living under a rock, is the woman who took Chloe's husband. Chloe's man from me.
Oh God. Yeah.
She's the best friend of one of those Kyrie. No, not Kyrie. What I want to say?
Kylie. He said Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving's my favorite player. Kyrie Irving's my
so she be at all the Celtic games. Okay. Yeah. No, Kylie.
Kylie. She is Kylie's best friend.
She is Kamagachi's best friend. Yeah.
Yeah. And
she is Kawasaki's best friend. Okay. Continue.
And she had an affair with Tristan. No, well, not an affair. Something happened one night.
We mentioned on a previous podcast.
Yeah.
All the rumors came out. Allegedly, he cheated on his child's mother, girlfriend, whatever,
with the best friend.
With the best friend of
her sister.
Child's mother's sister. Yeah.
So that was her first time talking publicly, and she made a few things clear that she wants the world to know is that she was not invited to his house. Number one. She never gave him a lap dance.
Not invited by who? By him?
By him.
Okay, because I'm like, how else did you end up there?
He invited some friends, and she tagged along with those friends.
Okay.
Saying that she would be comfortable since she knows them. It'll be a safe environment, whatever.
She's a little chewing gum. She's a little cheekly.
Yep,
she's
exactly.
A little clingy.
She's a little...
Go home,
Stage
Jordan.
5 clinger. She says she never gave him a lap dance, which apparently was a rumor that I had no idea was. Right?
Yeah, I heard about that, yep.
All right. Yep. But she did put her feet over him.
See, before I let you continue, Okay, Shorty said, because I watched this interview, Red Table Talk. Shorty said she never gave him a lap dance, but she could see how people got to that because she was sitting on the arm of a sofa.
Yep.
He was sitting on a chair next to the sofa.
Yep.
And she had her legs over his. The bottom of her legs over his. Excuse me. Her legs over his. So their legs were crisscrossing at the bottom, basically. You know how some couples sit sometimes.
Exactly.
So my thing is,
What the fuck
if that is your friend's man, why are you? Have you ever sat like that with any of your girls?
A person
friends?
you consider? Hell no.
No, just no. Like that's just not how it is. That's just not how you get down. So for her to, the whole, we was just sitting there like that. We weren't lapped up. We were. Yeah, some people might draw that conclusion because it's again, every culture is different. But from every culture I understand, that shit is inappropriate.
That's a no-go right there.
Yeah.
Especially 4 a.m. and you're both drunk.
4 a.m, you're both drunk. It's a party environment. There's alcohol involved. Like, come on, dog.
Get out of here with that.
Come on.
Anyways, then she also said she was not blacked out drunk, which is what I had said, remember?
Yeah.
Because that was what was reported.
Yeah.
She's also saying that.
No, hold on. We never have to correct anything we said.
You know what? You're right.
We ain't
got no facts.
All right? We told you from the jump. Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
We said what we said.
You're right.
Continue.
She also says they didn't sleep together.
Okay.
All right. She also says he kissed her on the way out the next morning, 6 a.m. The sun was out, everything.
Yeah.
She says they kissed on the way out. Well, he kissed her on the way out. And there was no passion, no nothing.
Uh-huh. So she was just there with the wet mouth.
Yep, basically.
with the baba drooling. Come
on. Then she states she never told Chloe. How do you consider somebody your sister and you don't tell them when something like this happens?
Bruh.
She says that she's not the reason they broke up. And during all of this, her family and her were getting a lot of threats and stuff like that. And her brother, her mother couldn't leave the house. Mm-hmm. And she says if she was a weaker person, she would have...
she would have hurt herself.
She would have hurt herself, yeah.
Okay, first question. Did you believe her? Why are you laughing?
Because you wrote The Sickness?
Well, yeah, we won't go over that. But did you believe her?
Do I believe her? I don't know if I mean, if there was people there, my whole thing is, why has none of your group of friends that you went out with, she says they went to brunch, to the club, and then to someone's house.
Yes, sir.
Which is LA culture that after the club, you go to someone's house, whatever. We used to do this too.
Bro.
We used to go out and end up in the palace.
Bro.
Everybody.
But before you even continue, that's another problem with LA and these other places that want to close the bar down at 1 or 2.
Yeah.
People are still trying to turn up, bro. You are hurting. You're hurting families, LA culture.
Preach.
Okay? Leave the fucking club open till 4
till
o'clock.
4 a.m.
Like a respectable city.
Yeah.
Damn it. Continue. My bad.
So, yeah, they left the club. They went to his house. Why has none of your friends who you had just spent the entire day with, according to this... to this table talk.
Exactly.
Why has none of them came out and defended you? That I know of. No one has came out and defended her.
Yeah, no, I haven't
from
heard
that group
anyone
of
defending
people.
her. But I think it's one of those situations where, dude, her best friend Kylie is like the head bitch in charge in the group, right? And I
self-made billionaire.
Oh my god, that was me puking. If you didn't get that, and I think probably in this friend circle, because as she said, all these people who I thought were my friends really aren't, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think these people are probably afraid to get on Kylie's bad side. Kylie's the gravy train.
Yeah.
She's the popping one. She's the one making the money. People cling on
the
to where they have... Exactly. People cling on to where they have opportunity.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if a bunch of people know that Jordan Woods is telling the truth, but just to stay on Kylie's good side or just to not be involved, reserve comment. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to. I'm good. I'm gonna
stay away from it.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
I could see that as well.
But okay, so you're saying you do believe her or no?
I kind of believe her. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why she would lie. I mean, I don't believe her.
Okay,
I'm gonna take that back. I don't believe her.
You don't believe her? You think they smashed?
I don't know. I don't know if they smashed or not because when they left, there were still people in the house. Right. I think what happened was that they were trying to further whatever situation, and then no one else would leave. So she just left.
We've all been in that. We've all been in that situation. I mean, all of y'all have been in that. I ain't never been in that.
I ain't never been in that.
But, you know, we just wait for motherfuckers to leave and they won't leave. And
you can't
like,
do you.
Right, yeah, fuck it. You know, fucking your whole game up. No, this situation, first, I think it's dope for her, for Jordan Woods, that she had somewhere where she could turn to be able to tell her side of the situation. Just backstory, for those of you who don't know, Will Smith and
her father
used to work together on The Fresh Prince.
Yep.
The guy worked behind the camera, and Will is obviously The Fresh Prince. And basically, Jordan Woods grew up with Will's kids.
Yeah.
Like the families were super close and blah, blah, blah. So he's like a parental figure to her. And when her father died, like that bond didn't stop. You know, I think he kind of took her even further under the wing.
Yeah.
I don't want to make their relationship closer than what it was, but that's what she was apparently saying on Red Table Talk. And like her and Jada, you know, Jada's like a mother figure in another sense. Like she really grew up with them, in front of them, etc. So I think it's cool that she had somewhere to turn to.
And the son is the one that introduces her to.
Exactly, word.
To
Jaden.
Jaden introduces.
is the one who introduced her to Kylie. So
Kylie. Not Kyrie, Kylie.
Kylie, exactly. To Klondike Bar. Whatchamacallit. I think I tended to believe her in terms of them not hooking up, not fucking.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, me with the whole legs over on the couch thing, I think that's weird. I think it's fishy. I think it's unnecessary. I don't care how drunk you are. You know, especially
she said she was drunk but knew what was going on.
Exactly. She said she was drunk, but she knew what was going on. She wasn't blacked out. I'm just saying, my man Tristan is a habitual line stepper. Okay, he's been known to. You feel me?
Bro, he left his baby mama for Chloe.
My dog. He has a track record.
He's
of dipping his pen in the wrong inkwell. You feel me? He has a history of being a dirt diggler.
He's a serial cheater. Even though black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat, but he's Canadian, so you know we make exceptions.
Okay.
But
he's a serial
so
cheater.
if you know he has that history of serial cheating, he can't help himself. You being, you know, the best friend and blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't understand why you'd put yourself in that position, why you would allow yourself to be in that position. So it makes me just question her judgment, question her authenticity, man. I don't know. None of my friends, I think, would do anything like that. I don't see any of my boys, you know, throwing their legs over Nanda and like, oh, nah, we was just playing. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean.
So you believe her?
Yeah, I tend to believe her. How do you feel about people's reaction to this? Like the fact that she was saying her brother couldn't go to work, her sister had to stay home from school, etc. What'd you think about that? Like, what did that?
People are stupid because what do those people have to do with her? Why do they get threats too? You understand?
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Bro,
that's people defending the Kardashians. That grows the power that family has.
Son, for me, so this is why I wrote the sickness.
The sickness
in our show notes. This to me, it's a representation of part of what is wrong with society. Like, for you to take these two people that you don't know. Imagine two motherfuckers. You walking down Broadway. Two people are arguing. Okay? You out of nowhere go home and start harassing one of the people.
No, not one of the people. One of the people's family members.
No, but I was gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
No, you start with one of the people.
Yeah, you start with one of them.
But then you want to grow your harassment. You don't want to limit it to that. You feel me? You started with this random stranger in the street, but I can go further. Mm-hmm. And other people online are doing it, and I'm a follower. I'm a sheep, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it as well. So now you're attacking her family. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, no. This can't just be an Eric thing. It cannot.
It can't be.
Like, what is on? That's when I start laughing because it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, to start threatening people to make them to make them feel like they have to stay home from work and blah. Like, what do you get out of that? I've never understood that. The online harassment, I've never understood it. Death threats, like,
people hide behind that egg.
bro.
The Twitter egg.
I know, man. Like, oh man, you don't know these people from a hole in the wall. Literally, for those of you listening who be passionate about these different fucking events that happen, just think of it that way. Two random people on the train arguing, and you decide you have a way to get their information and contact them. You decide to take one person's side and start abusing the other person, start abusing the other person's family. Just think about how ludicrous and how crazy you would sound, and you'll understand how I'm viewing people reacting to this situation. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was funny. I would like to say that that people came out and said that they've been hooking up for months.
Oh, wow.
And that everybody in Hollywood knows it.
Oh, wow. Messy.
Yeah.
Messy.
Gonna be a good one.
Damn. I must say, well, no, that would change things if they've been hooking up for months, because she sat there and lied to Jada. Yeah,
it's all plotted by the mom, man.
Yeah, by
telling you.
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner. She's a master marketer.
Kaleidoscope.
And this time next summer, Jordan was gonna have her own show.
Oh my Lord! I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. People are fucking stupid. But I will say about lying, man. I hope she didn't lie, because, dude, lying just begets more lying, and then now you're caught in some shit that you didn't know was gonna get this big.
Yeah,
it's always better to tell the truth.
You're gonna end up like the dude from Empire.
Who?
The actor, the one that kept lying about
man, Jussie.
Yeah,
Jussie. Now you all exactly. He's fucked up all over the game. Like, nah, man. It's always better to tell the truth. Trust me. It sounds cliche, but trust.
God damn.
Always better to tell the truth. But let me just see if there was anything else about that. Yeah, see that part where she's saying she would have hurt herself if she was a weaker person. It's like, fam, it should never get to that, man.
Yeah.
You people, whoever is fucking harassing her, shame on you. Shame on you. Yeah, maybe she's a home wrecker. Maybe she's this, that, and the third. But who are you to judge? Who are you to... Fuck who are you to judge? Who are you to go out of your way to make someone feel bad? I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. Anyway.
Anywho's.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on to Gilbert.
Let's move on to Gilbert, Arizona. My boy Gilbert got his own town in Arizona, for those of you who didn't know. Well, have you ever been to Arizona?
Arizona, yeah, I have.
Oh, where'd you go there?
I went to Phoenix, obviously, and then I went to I'm gonna butcher the names. To
it don't matter. We ain't got no facts.
I'll just say where. I'll just say I went to Yuma. I believe it's in Yuma, Arizona. And then wherever the hell the Cathedral Rock is.
Cathedral. Oh, so
that's
you
like
went
the
there
famous,
to see the Cathedral Rock?
Yeah, we hiked a bunch of it.
Where's the Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon it stretches across 2 states, I think, Arizona, and I also went to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Almost forgot that. That's crazy.
Brother, I'm like, Grand Canyon, I thought it was in Arizona. Okay, so
part of it is in Nevada, and the other part is in Arizona, I believe.
Okay, so it's in like northern Arizona, right?
Yeah, so I went to the Grand Canyon as well.
Lit. And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Hot
as, oh my God. I don't know how people make it out there.
Random fun fact. I think Breaking Bad is set in Arizona, no? If I'm not mistaken.
No, New Mexico, I think it is.
Mexico, okay.
New Mexico.
All that Southwest. You know, y'all all the same, too.
Yeah.
But, okay.
It's all the same, man. They're all one thing.
Exactly. But speaking of Arizona, there's a town called Gilbert, okay? Yep. Shout out to Gilbert, Arizona. To all our listeners in Gilbert, Arizona. You feel me?
They're going to get offended. We said it's all one same shit.
Nah, we just playing with y'all. I mean, shit. Y'all know if y'all been anywhere else. Nah, I'm playing. I was about to start going in on Gilbert, Arizona, but no, I'm going to show y'all some love. So there's a high school in Gilbert, Arizona called Perry High School. And at this school, they have a Spirit Week. For those of you who don't know, maybe if you didn't go to high school in the States, or maybe you didn't finish high school, who knows? Senior year of high school, there's a Spirit Week where each day has a theme. Some high schools do it over a period of weeks. Yeah. Some high schools do it in 1 week, whatever. But it's generally like a senior thing. So they'll have like a Blast from the Past day where people dress as retro styles. They'll have Freaky Friday, where people generally cross-dress. The guys dress like girls dress like guys.
Yeah.
They'll have what other days do they have?
They have like Well, in our high school, they had like a crossover day where you would dress as a. Oh, you said that already?
No, yeah, but Freaky Friday we called it.
Oh
in
yeah,
high school,
yeah. Freaky Friday, same shit. They had Dress for Success Day where you would come in a suit,
suited and booted. You feel me?
Suited and booted.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
But yeah, so basically it's a bunch of themed days, and Perry High School they had a I think it was America Day, right? In their Spirit Week.
Yeah.
And on America Day, a group of students decided to wear MAGA gear. For those of you who don't know, MAGA gear stands for Make America Great Again. It's synonymous with Donald Trump, and many people would say it's synonymous with racism, hatred, blah, blah, blah. It depends on which side of the fence you are on. But I think it's safe to say that it's something that's polarizing, right?
Yeah.
The MAGA hat. We can say
that,
right? Okay. Regardless of which side you're on, I think we can all admit that it's polarizing. It gets a reaction out of people.
Yeah, it always does.
Exactly. So some students decided to wear some MAGA gear, bring Trump flags, and so they were forced to remove their MAGA gear. Some who refused to remove were suspended.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I think it's asinine. No, I think that it's bullshit that they were made. They were forced to remove, because if you're asking me to come dressed as what I believe this nation is,
right,
I should have my own beliefs. You shouldn't punish me for my beliefs.
Right.
And even though I don't agree with the whole MAGA situation.
Magma is with the rocks and volcanoes.
Yeah.
I paid attention in science class. Continue.
So even though I don't agree with this whole situation or whatever you believe in, you should be allowed to wear whatever you want to wear.
Yeah.
Especially if we're asked to support what we support in a school.
Yeah. Particularly in terms of a theme.
Yeah.
Now, I have to disagree with you because immediately I thought, okay, being that this was an affiliation with school, my first thought, and this is the lawyer in me, what's the school policy?
What is
the school policy? I'm saying
each
school has different
yeah,
policies. So immediately my thought was, what's the school policy? So I did a little research, even though we ain't never got no facts on here. But
got no facts, baby.
Let me just read this very quickly. According to the school's handbook, this is on USA Today, and I quote, students shall not wear clothing that display messages that are vulgar, offensive, obscene, libellous, or libellous.
Yeah.
That demean others on the basis of race, color, religion, creed, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, or disability. That promote alcohol or drug use or violence, or that are otherwise contrary to the school's educational mission. That's not it. There's more. The school administration retains the final discretion to determine that the garment or accessory meets the dress code. That is very important in that. You heard that?
Yeah.
I'm going to run that back for y'all just one time. The school administration retains the final discretion to determine that the garment or accessory meets the dress code. Some exceptions may be made for uniforms, formal attire, and or costumes. End quote. That part that I repeated about the school retaining final discretion is very important in that many different places in life have dress codes, and the school is no different. Although I agree with freedom of speech and freedom of expression, etc., in this context, being that it was school affiliated, they were in the wrong.
You think the kids were in the wrong?
Yes. Only due to the fact that it was affiliated with the school, and the school, again, holds final discretion. So the school had every right to ask them to take off what they were wearing. The school had every right to decide that, they could be suspended because it's already in the rule book. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just up and decided out of nowhere because they wore this thing. No, this is already in place, letting you know. And it's up to the student. I get it. Kids don't read, blah, blah, blah. But it's up to you to know your rights. So, so I have to disagree with you there. I have to disagree. Although, like I said, I agree with freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But in this context, you got to know your rules, and you got to know where you're covered and where you aren't.
I can see that, but I still don't agree with that. They should have been suspended, right? Because who in the school decides?
But that's the thing.
Is it the principal?
Maybe, or the vice president. I'm sure they have someone who they've designated for it. But the thing is, it's literally written in the handbook. It's up to their discretion. They can say that the janitor's the one deciding for all they care.
Because in this case, it was regular staff, regular teachers telling them to.
But I think ultimately the suspension, it goes to someone higher. A teacher can't suspend you for days, right?
The principal does.
Exactly. So again, you gotta know your rules. You gotta know your rights. I completely, like I said, agree with freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But in this scenario, those students were out of line. They were out of line, and they were dealt with accordingly. You know. Which brings me, matter of fact, in by comparison, I sent you a video with Abib Asensio.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a background. Abib Asensio is a young lady. She was shopping, and this is according to her story. This is her side of the story. She was shopping. Allegedly, a man bumped her and moved her out the way, forcibly. And she told him, like, yo, you can say, excuse me. And the guy laughed. And he happened to be wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
She recorded the video, and in the video, she's saying, if you're brave enough to wear it, I'm brave enough to call you out.
Yeah.
Basically making him, he's trying to hide his face, basically making him uncomfortable about wearing his hat and blah, blah, blah. Now, I bring her up because although I agree with her that the hat is deplorable and that it elicits hate, man. Regardless of how you feel about it, you can have your own feelings about it and wear it for your own reasons, but I do think you should be aware of what it says to the rest of society. I do think you should be in tune with that, right? So I bring her up to say, although I agree with her that, I don't necessarily like the hat or blah, 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 she has no right to harass this man over this hat. He is completely in his right to wear his hat. And why are you laughing? He's completely in his right to wear his bum ass hat and rep his MAGA shit, bro.
Yeah, I agree. He should wear whatever he wants to wear. I don't fuck with the whole harassing somebody for what they're wearing or anything of that nature. Especially like she's I saw her Twitter.
She's a Latina.
Yeah, she's Latin.
And she said the man was Cuban.
She said
another tweet. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, the guy was Cuban, by the way." Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just making she makes herself look stupid for attacking someone for what they're wearing or whatever. And she says he bumped her, right?
That's she says he bumped her out of the way, which is what led her to addressing him to begin with.
To record him or herself doing all of this to him. And I think she should.
She bumped him. She told him, "Hey, you can say excuse me," and he laughed.
He laughed. Allegedly, because there's no video of that.
Exactly.
We only have video of her harassing this old man.
Yeah.
He's Cuban. He looks white in the video.
I mean, that's a whole other debate. If you want to get into it, Cubanos, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk, Cubanos.
Yeah, no, I don't fuck with her.
A whole bunch of y'all voted for him. I'm just saying.
Voted for who? For Trump?
Hey, for 45, a whole bunch. I forgot the percentages, but it was up there. Feel me? Cubanos. Cubans, y'all let us down there in Florida. I'm just saying.
Florida's different, man.
Florida's different.
Florida's different, man. Where was this? Where was the whole video? It's here in New York, right?
This was in the Massachusetts area, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, they're all racist up there too.
No. Shorty. Like I brought that up to say, on one hand, it was wrong. The kids were wrong because of that. The rule that the school has, the kids were in the wrong. I don't like wrong or right, but the school didn't do anything out of his jurisdiction, so I can't complain there. But with this young lady and my man with the hat, excuse me, not my man, with this young lady and the gentleman with the hat, nah, that's your boy. She was in the wrong. She was in the wrong. Perhaps he pushed her. Perhaps he was wrong for that. Shame him for that. But to harass him for wearing his MAGA hat, I don't think that's cool. And I think it's a slippery slope, man. I don't think it's any different from what we hear in history, when they were rounding people up for having certain beliefs or rounding people up for being of a certain religion.
Certain race.
Yeah.
Or a religion.
Race, or whatever discriminatory tactic you want to use. It's the same thing. Just because you feel like you're on the right side of history doesn't make it any different, I think freedom of speech should be exercised to the fullest extent. It's not freedom of speech so long as, you're leaning left. Like, nah, that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. I always say people who are racist have the right to be racist. Where the issue comes in is when they're in positions of power. That's when we can have a debate. But someone being racist in their own home, they have that right. Someone being bigoted in their own home, they have that right.
They have that right.
So
I agree.
Yeah. And you'll see videos of like people knocking off MAGA hats.
Me too. I've seen funny ones, man.
Yeah, I've seen.
You seen the one where there's one where the woman's just recording and they throw a book bag at her. You just see a book bag fly and it hits the person in the head.
Damn.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
No, I saw one recently where Shorty comes and yanks the hat out his head.
Oh.
He puts it back on. She smacks it out his head, off his head the second time. She did this in front of police, and she got arrested.
And the cops didn't do anything?
No, she got arrested.
Oh.
She's getting deported. She happened to be an illegal alien from Brazil. She's getting deported. I'm like, damn, player. If you know you illegal, you better chill, first of all.
She probably forgot.
Dog,
she probably thought she was
so long. She was I'm a citizen. Nah, buddy. Until you got that passport, you should lay low, bro. Feel me? And until that marriage goes through, you feel me? Until you make the final payments on that sham marriage, you should lay low. You feel me? But yeah, man, there's a difference. Again, there's a difference between what the students did and what people do in the street. And yeah, I believe in freedom of speech, man. That's all I have to say about that.
We'll disagree on the kids for now.
Yeah.
Not for now. I'm not going to change my opinion.
Nah. You can talk to me about you want to move on to some deportes?
Let's go to some deportes, man. Some sports. Let's talk about John Jones Bones. And in UFC 2 and UFC 235 where he just beat Anthony Smith.
Unanimous decision.
Unanimous. Yeah, he was playing with him. But I really don't want to talk about the fight. I want to talk about him testing positive for PEDs multiple times throughout his career. And, our thoughts on it in sports, or the different sports and this sport, obviously.
Right.
And yeah, the whole John Jones, this one's funny to me because he got caught a long time ago when he was supposed to headline the main event with him and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And they removed him at the time.
But hold on, before we continue, I'm sorry. John Jones, for those of you who don't know, he's a mixed martial arts fighter.
A freak of nature.
Freak of motherfucking 6'5", 220 assassin. You feel me?
His whole family.
People.
His two brothers are in the
NFL.
NFL
players.
They got rings too.
Them jeans are different.
Yeah, that family, man.
Yeah, that family different. But yeah, he's a MMA dude. He's never been defeated in the ring.
No.
He lost
got disqualified
titles.
once.
He got a DQ once for an illegal elbow.
Illegal elbow,
like that. It's crazy. In this combat sport, it's like you can do all this fuck shit, but there are like 3 or 4 things you can't do.
Actually, in this fight, they took away 2 points from him.
Oh, because he did
he kicked the guy when he kicked Anthony Smith when he was down.
Right.
And then also kneed him when he was down. When
Smith could have accepted it and they would have canceled the fight, but he agreed to keep fighting.
Yeah.
So shout out to Anthony Smith.
Shout out to him, man.
For not being a herb. So John Jones is killing machine. He's like the top dog in the I think welterweight division.
He's a light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight division, exactly. So and you were saying he tested positive, right? Multiple times, but I have to throw in the caveat. He tested positive one time, and then the second positive test was a result from the first one.
Yeah.
So the way that they do their testing, 1 picogram. Do you know how much a picogram is?
I know it's less than a grain of salt or whatever.
Bruh, hold on. Because I think I looked this up, but a picogram is a super, hold on, let me.
It's super small, super minimal.
Super duper small. Oh, I got you right here.
This
picogram is a weight measurement unit.
Yeah.
It is derived metric. The picogram is equal to 1/trillionth of a gram.
Yeah.
So for all my hustlers out there, y'all know how much these grams weigh. It's 1/trillionth of a gram. And that's all it takes for your test to come back positive.
Now, because the tests are so good.
Exactly. The tests are so good. It's so thorough. So Bones Jones, he, allegedly he cheated 18 months ago. He says it was for dick pills. He was saying, he likes to party. He talks about he be doing little booger sugar, little booger sugar,
and he smokes weed,
a couple pills. Yeah.
Here's the thing on this: they moved the whole event for him when this came out. They moved the whole event, not this event, but the last one that he was in, that he was headlining. They moved the whole thing because he tested positive and he couldn't fight in Nevada or whatever. So they moved it to Los Angeles, I believe.
Right.
But this whole shit is like you were saying with the kids, right? It's in for the kids is in the rule book. Well, the UFC's rule book is no matter what the amount, from 0 to 100, if you're not allowed to fight.
Easy.
And they made an exception for Jon Jones Bones because he's still fighting.
Oh no. Okay, no. They made the exception for this fight. This one that
well,
recently happened.
2 fights. Because the last one he tested positive as well.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't get to fight.
He. So you have it wrong. The first one he fought with the one with Brock Lesnar that they were both co-main events. He was supposed to fight Cormier.
Right.
He didn't fight that one.
Yeah, because he got
his
caught.
Next fight, which is the one that they moved, he tested positive.
Exactly.
And
so he couldn't fight.
He was allowed to fight. He fought in Las Vegas.
Oh, the one in December.
Angeles. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
right.
this one,
yes.
and this one, he also tested positive, and he got to fight.
No, but so the one in Los Angeles, he got to fight because after he tested positive, it goes to a review board, right? And the review board found that there are no findings that said he repeated his offense. That's how the picogram thing can. I know you're saying in the rule book it's not.
It says in the rule book if you have from 0 to 100, you're not allowed to fight.
I hear you. I guess they allowed some leeway just because
he's the moneymaker.
Well, because he's the moneymaker, he's the main event. But I think also they allowed like some humanity to come into it, like some common sense.
But they don't.
No?
They don't, because there's the Diaz brothers.
Okay.
One of them.
They smoke hella weed.
They smoke hella weed, and one of them got their license removed. For 5 years, he cannot fight. In Vegas, he cannot fight for 5 years, but he can't fight. Vegas took him out. Wait. Vegas took him out, but then UFC doesn't let him fight either. So
are you sure it's because of that though?
It is because of that. It's because he was high.
Getting into all kinds of
well, they argue all the time, but Jon Jones and Dana White they don't get along. They don't get along, and they're letting him fight. Right. And let me tell you, it was for weed. And he got caught in Los Angeles, not in Nevada. Yeah. It was for weed in Los Angeles. He got caught. It was off season. He wasn't in a training camp at the time. Yeah. But they're tested year out, throughout the year. And it was for weed.
And they say, don't give a fuck. I'm gonna smoke my weed.
Exactly. Which is legal. Which is legal in the state. Which is another funny one. Jon Jones Bones got caught with weed and cocaine. Yeah. And he's still fighting. He got caught in a hit and run with a pregnant lady.
Hey, they ain't say nothing about no. We'll bring out all the facts, boy. We ain't supposed to have no facts. No.
We ain't got no
facts. Definitely hit and run with a pregnant lady. And he fled was able to fight, but that ain't in the rule book. And they don't say nothing about no hit and run with a pregnant lady.
But forget about the pregnant lady. There was cocaine.
That ain't funny, Jon Jones. Get it together.
There was cocaine and weed found in that car, and he tested positive for both. So why are they letting him fight and not one of the Diaz brothers?
I mean, always follow the money, right? But I just want to reiterate, according to him, that positive test came from his dick pills, okay? Gas station dick pills. And if you believe that he was just trying to get some pussy, he was just trying to get a little pussy, a piece of pussy.
Street Saturday. Fights are on Saturdays.
Exactly. He was just trying to get a little piece of pussy. He went to get the dick pills because, apparently he got a little erectile dysfunction or whatever. Okay, so you miss out on that. You don't get to fight. The next test is still picking up on that former mistake. I don't know, man. These guys have lied to us a lot. Athletes, they've lied to us about how much they use, blah, blah, blah.
They all use the dick pill excuse because Silva used it. There's been like 5 UFC fighters that used it.
Saying it's all about dick
It's
pill.
all the same
so
dick
all
pill.
their dicks don't work.
Yeah, but
you have a whole bunch of flaccid dicks out here. Come on, bro.
The whole UFC.
The whole UFC can't fuck. Come on, dog. Get it together. Particularly during training. Aren't you not supposed to be busting any nuts during training?
Well, Mike Tyson showed
Tyson
us that was wrong.
Bullshit, Tyson's a different beast.
That book can still fight. You saw the video of him?
Dog,
52. Oh my god.
Iron Mike.
Getting off track here.
But yeah, man. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe they made an exception for him.
Not maybe. They did.
It's apparent that they did.
Yeah.
But fuck it, man. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. People want Bones
People
Jones.
want. More people want Jon Jones Bones than they do the Diaz brothers.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it, man. Let them cook. Let them rock. It's unfortunate though. Like Jon Jones, he was kind of all set to be
the greatest,
the golden child, blah blah blah. But it's like he kept having these missteps
Setbacks and shit, yeah.
that tarnish his image in the ring, out the ring. Is just a lot of there's a lot of questioning of whether he was a good guy.
Yeah,
particularly after the hit and run with the pregnant lady.
With the
But yeah, I don't know, man.
Who knows?
Bones Jones. But okay, drugs in all sports. Do you think that there's a sport where it should be allowed, where performance enhancing drugs should be allowed?
Yeah, anything but combat sports.
So anything else?
Yeah, but combat sports, or even like NFL probably not, or like NHL no, but like sports where, well, it makes you stronger, right? That's the saying. Stronger, faster.
Ultimately, well, what it does is it allows for recovery time.
You
know, usually if you go
So
work out,
yeah.
your muscles hurt, you got to chill for a second. But if you're
not on
roids,
steroids, baby.
Exactly, you could just keep working out, so you get bigger, stronger.
Yeah, so anything except for physical, like it should be allowed in fucking skiing.
Right.
As it like you saw the video I sent you of the skier that gets caught doping, blood doping, whatever. It should be allowed in cycling. It should be allowed in swimming.
It should be.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I feel
it
like
should be allowed in baseball.
I feel like that's where I was going. I disagree with that, but not in the sense that you may be thinking. I'm leaning all the way in. I think it should be allowed in everything.
And if two people agree, I think it should be allowed in physical combat.
I'm going. That's where I was going.
They do that in Bellator now. Bellator is another fighting thing.
Yeah.
And it's like known that everybody's on steroids in that company, and they fight as long as both guys are on steroids and both guys agree.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's my take on it. It should be allowed across the board. Particularly, I'm thinking in other sports because combat sports, it's people's lives. I mean, even football is people's lives. Whatever. Nonetheless, I think if everyone, because it's all about leveling the playing field, right? That was the issue. Oh, the playing field is unleveled. If everyone's allowed to do it, then the playing field is level.
Yeah.
Then the playing field is level. Of course, there's still the debate of, well, people with more money have more access to it, so the playing field isn't really leveled. But hasn't that always been this level? People with more money have access to better fields, better equipment.
Better everything.
So I don't know if you want to go down that road, but yeah, I think it should be allowed across the board. If we're both on roids and I know how to use my roids better and I get better results, that's more power to me.
I got a better doctor than you, buddy.
That's more power to me, bro. I don't feel like I should miss out because your body's not reacting or you don't know how to use yours. So yeah. I think if you're going to allow it, it should be allowed all the way through, particularly in sports like baseball.
Especially baseball. Yeah. When everybody was on it, that's when I was watching baseball.
That's
Sammy Sosa has 70 home runs. Mark McGwire had 60.
Barry Lamar was out there abusing people.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That's when baseball was good.
Hell yeah, bro. That's a big fact.
As much as it can be good.
Do you think people in the NBA are using?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to maybe.
There's a rumor that LeBron takes it.
Yeah, but they've been saying that about him
since forever.
Since
I know.
High school, so I don't know.
That man's a freak of nature.
Exactly.
No, I don't think he takes it, but I'm saying there's rumors that some of them take it and stuff.
Right. I think. I don't know. I feel like in basketball, it wouldn't be as effective.
Why not?
I feel like the skill set that is used in basketball aren't necessarily conducive to you getting super jacked, or
But
it can be used in recovering from injury.
From injury, number one.
I feel you, but
but not just steroids. I'm talking about PEDs as a whole. Like there's runs that is for endurance and stuff. Imagine you never get tired for 48
you don't
minutes.
Get tired as much, yeah.
Or like the one that like the blood doping one that the cyclists do. You know that one?
Blood spinning. You go to Germany, Kobe.
No.
They take your blood out. They spin it around in the tube. They put that shit back. Like Kobe,
they put it back in.
Kobe, what are you doing, dog?
The cyclists, the one that all those guys were doing when they took away all these guys' yellow jerseys, Lance Armstrong's yellow jerseys. Yeah. That one makes you your endurance. You don't get tired, basically. Longer, right? Yeah, you ride for longer. You less endurance. Imagine a basketball player does that.
No,
and they don't get tired for 48
point.
minutes.
That's a great point, actually. I can't rebuff that. So maybe I have to rework that statement, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like it should be just allowed across the board and fuck it, man. May the best man win. Like, yeah, let's all get on it. But yo, you mentioned Lance Armstrong. How do you feel about Lance Armstrong in general?
Lance Armstrong, he's I don't know, man. He's even. He did enough bad and enough good to even himself out in my books.
In your book,
right? Because he fucked over all these people.
Yeah.
But then he gave
suing people while he was lying.
Yeah, he was suing everybody,
ruining people's lives. Yeah.
But then he had all those charities. He had that band that everyone
the
was wearing.
The yellow Live Strong.
Live Strong, yeah, Live Strong
band. It used to donate. He donated so much money to cancer research.
Exactly.
And that's why I was asking you, because that's how I feel. It's like he did some fuck shit, but I feel like the ends justify the means. You know?
Me too.
His way to get there was sideways and fucked up. And sure, he enriched himself along the way. It's not like he was some altruistic, I'm all for the people. No. But, you can't erase the fact that there were millions and hundreds of millions donated to cancer research through this man. And cancer touches everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone has had cancer touch them in one way or another. Your uncles, cousins, sisters, baby brother had cancer, and yeah, bro. So like, I definitely feel like in his case, yeah, like I said, the ends justify the means, and it should be taken by a case by case basis, man. Should be taken by a case basis.
And they shouldn't have took those jerseys from him, because that list of that year or those years, everyone was doping. It was like 1 through 80. What you remember? Yeah, cycling was a joke.
Cycling is disgusting. I feel like, you can strip the jerseys if you want. We still know he won 7 of them.
Yeah.
On one nut.
Yeah, on one nut.
On one nut. What the fuck is you talking about?
One testicle, bro.
One nut fucking Lance. Lenny, come on, man. One nut Lenny.
It's a golden nut.
One grape Lenny.
That's crazy.
Does that kids?
I have no idea.
I don't know if that one nut is working, but come on, man. Lenny was out here. One nut, leaning heavy to one side while he's riding the bike. Fuck is you talking about? Anyway.
That was funny, man. Doping in sports, it should be allowed, and so should betting. I'll leave it at that. Right?
The betting, that's a slippery slope, man.
Oh, man, we need it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Betting in sports, bro. Okay, so
you shouldn't be allowed to bet if you're an athlete.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. And what about the referees?
Either. You crazy? Those shave points.
How would you? No, but how would you?
You wouldn't know. They'll hire a mule.
Exactly. So
they could do that now. They could just go to Vegas. It's allowed in Vegas. It's allowed in Jersey.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's more broad and more open, it'll be harder to catch these guys. If it's just Vegas, there are special task forces that are focused on, catching the fuckery. But once it becomes every state doing their own thing, every state with their own jurisdiction, I don't know if we will have the resources to be able to monitor this. Because, dude, I read that Tim Donahue shit.
Yeah,
and he's saying it was a lot more refs. He wasn't the only one doing that shit, and I believe him. I believe him
too, of course.
I believe him, man. There was too much money at hand.
He was making a lot of money.
He was making a lot of money, and they were raping him. They weren't even giving him that much.
I know.
Based on the whole pot. It's like, come on, bro. There's too much. Always follow the money. If Jalen Rose taught me anything, it's always follow the money. All right. But you want the betting anyway.
Yeah, I want the betting anyways. Fuck it.
Even though you won't be able to watch these refs the right way.
They'll figure it out. They have to learn some. People have to adapt, man. It's coming. Silver wants it.
Yeah, he does. He does. Silver's thinking about just how to grow the NBA, man. How to get more money.
Yeah.
And I hear people have to adapt. You're right, but yeah, I don't know.
Anywho, speaking on the NBA. Take it away. Lakers.
Oh, all right.
I spoke about you.
NBA word, yeah. So basically, are the Lakers tanking? We ain't gonna use no facts, but do you feel like they're tanking?
I think
do you feel like they should be tanking?
I think they should be tanking. Just call it quits. Sit LeBron, even though I know he won't sit.
LeBron?
He won't sit though, but not sit him, but just like don't play him 41 minutes out of the 42 or whatever.
Right. Or preserve him, but preserve him for what?
Yeah.
He's about to go on vacation. What are you saving him for?
I don't know. He got injured this year, maybe.
Yeah,
you don't want to risk him getting injured or further injuring that one injury.
Okay.
When you know your chances of making the playoffs are like, you can forget about it at this point. There's no way. I mean, there is a way, obviously.
There's still a way. But it's definitely late.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I feel a way about teams who can make the playoffs tanking. Like, for me, the tanking should be reserved for the New York Knicks, baby. For the Phoenix Suns, Chicago Bulls. The Bulls have been playing a lot better. But those teams way at the bottom, I feel like they should be allowed, quote unquote, to tank. Like teams like the Lakers, who are a couple games out of 8, I feel like they should go for it, man.
There's 6 games out of 8, though.
I mean, perhaps, but whatchamacallit? 6 games is not. It's not the end of the world.
Is
Yeah.
it 6? Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. We ain't got no facts.
We ain't got no facts.
6 games, 3 games. What's the difference? Either way, LeBron James is still on that team. Okay. And yeah, man, I think you should go for it. I don't like this new quitting mentality that's out there. It's, oh, we all gotta buddy up. Oh, we all gotta take stop, man.
They're gonna buddy up right now.
Let's be competitive, man.
They're gonna buddy up in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to the next one. The Milwaukee Bucks are the first team to clinch a playoff
Yes, sir.
spot. And the Phoenix Suns are the first team eliminated. Any thoughts? Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Goddamn those sons of bitches.
Have you ever been to Milwaukee? Wisconsin?
Milwaukee, no, man.
Cheesehead?
The hell am I doing?
I don't know, man.
Eat cheese,
Aaron
baby.
Rodgers.
Milwaukee, they're definitely the best team in the East. I still don't think they could beat a few teams in the West in a 7-game series.
Okay, about to say.
If it's a 1 game, yeah, but not in a 7-game series.
Right, of course. It's kind of the same. I think they're the best team in the East. I do think they can beat some of the teams in the West. I think they have enough.
No, me too, but just not. I don't think they could beat the
No,
top
I'm
3.
saying no, I think so for sure. I think their only trouble in the West would be like a G State. But I think it'll be competitive. Milwaukee has enough people on the perimeter to contest, Chris Middleton plays defense. Bledsoe plays defense. Giannis plays defense. You got Brook Lopez protecting the basket.
And shooting threes.
Your twin. You feel me?
That's my twin.
But
Allegedly.
I don't know. I feel like this is definitely Milwaukee season. Like I said in a previous podcast, they're going to win 60-something games. Giannis is probably going to get that MVP.
60? I don't think they hit 60.
They're going to hit 60-something.
I'm going to 60, yeah, 60.
Yeah, they're
12
gonna hit
games.
60-something.
How many games are left?
I don't know.
20? Who
20,
knows? We ain't got no
25,
facts.
Exactly. We ain't got no facts anyway. It don't matter. It might be 5 games. Could be 20. Who knows? But yeah, I still think he's going to get that MVP. And them clinching a playoff spot is just part of the course. As for Phoenix, being the first team eliminated,
Knicks are the second team.
I was going to say, the only thing I have to say is, Phoenix, stay in your fucking lane, all right? Stay in your fucking lane, Phoenix, okay? The fix is already in. The Knicks need that last spot. We're getting Zion, okay?
Well, the 4 teams have the same.
I don't give a fuck. We need that bottom spot for my peace of mind, okay?
Yeah, you're right, man.
Phoenix, stop fucking playing with us, all right?
Phoenix
Y'all just had a number 1 pick with DeAndre Ayton, okay? That's it. You had your fucking turn. We haven't had anything in 30 years.
More than that, man.
Okay, I don't want to hear this shit, man. Phoenix, Gilbert, Arizona. If y'all don't stay in your fucking lane, bro. Tucson, fucking Grand Canyon in the face ass.
Phoenix, son.
Fucking Phoenix, around like the. If y'all don't stay in your fucking lane, oh my god,
they gotta get out of here with that bullshit, right?
I'm dropping too many F-bombs, but stay in your lane, Phoenix. Okay,
Yeah, man.
The New York
needs a win, man.
Adam Silver, the fix is already in. Like, they're gonna freeze the envelope. You feel me? The Knicks are gonna get that first pick. Phoenix, stop trying to challenge us with that. All right. Are the Warriors starting 5 the most talented starting 5 ever, Mr. Diaz?
I'm gonna have to go with yes.
Yes.
And an assembled team, yeah. Who do you think has more?
Okay, just
starting 5.
Starting 5.
They have 5 All-Stars.
5 All-Stars.
Multiple time All-Stars.
Multiple time All-Stars.
Their weakest link is Green.
Yeah. I was going to say, Draymond keeps me from saying that for sure. But really what keeps me from saying that for sure, I don't like cross-era comparisons.
Well, I'm talking about this. Well, let's just talk about this era, like now. Like our,
the last 20 years, let's say.
The last 20 years. Who has a better
starting 5?
Starting 5. I don't think no team has a better starting 5 than them.
Yeah, no, that might be it, man. If you're speaking in terms of accolades, probably right. That starting 5 the Lakers had in 2004 was pretty good with GP, Carl, Kobe, Shaq.
But they were.
I think Devin George.
Yeah.
Was the 5th. Yeah, Devin George is a little drop off, and he was never an All-Star. But I think they fit better because he was a 3-and-D guy back when there was, that wasn't really such a thing.
This is the one with Carmelo and Gary Payne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that 2004 season.
Yeah, but they were washed up already, man.
Carl was still getting busy. GP was still getting. They still went to the finals. They lost.
They lost.
Detroit. They ran into a juggernaut.
Detroit, baby.
Yeah. What up, though? But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think the starting five beats that starting.
I mean, word, man. I mean, I don't know if they beat them though, because that's Shaq and Kobe. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna ride with Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
But dude, they got KD, Steph, Clay, Boogie. Boogie and Draymond are a bit of a drop off this season, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Boogie just came from that injury. Well,
yeah, I don't give no passes. You on the court?
Yeah. I was gonna say that me either. I don't like those giving passes. Shit. If you're on the court, you're on the court.
You're on the court, brother. I want to hear how hurt you are. Best starting five. I mean, for today, why not?
For today, why not?
For today, why not?
I think in this area that in our like era, that team beats anybody in a series. In a series.
Trying to think, what were some of the beast teams that we had? Like those Miami teams, maybe.
But even them, like what
Miami team with peak Bosh, peak Braun, peak Wade, and then they had Battier playing defense.
Yeah,
and Mario Chalmers playing defense.
I still don't think they beat this team, though.
I think they do, man. Chris Bosh is going to destroy Boogie. Chris Bosh is going to drag him out. You know, Chris Bosh was one of the early ones. He could shoot, he could post, Chris Bosh was getting busy. Then you got Wade and Braun. They're both playing both ends of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, both of those boys was playing defense back then and like locking up, you know. On the other side, it's like this. Who's Steph guarded? Mario Chalmers, maybe?
Bro, but we live, like I said, one of those podcasts. You don't really have to stop anybody, man. Just score. If he shoots two, you hit a three. Yeah. And Curry and Thompson are pulling up from half court, and they're hitting their shots. And Durant can shoot.
Yeah, you're right. It's a different. Basketball's really changed in the last like 5 years. That's a fact. It's a big fact. I don't know, man. Just some of those, like that Heat team that won like 27 games in a row. You remember? They went on a crazy winning streak.
Yeah, I remember.
It ended with the Bulls, Kirk Heinrich and them. I feel like that team, bro, that would be super problematic for these Warriors. I feel like peak Braun, peak Wade, peak Bosh, troublesome. Like those three just fit a certain way. And I get it. On the other end, they're hitting threes and whatnot, but I'm just the same question arises for me. Who's Steph guarding? Okay, maybe he's on Mario Chalmers. Who's Boogie guarding? Because Bosh is going to destroy him. You know, Draymond Green, he's a great defender, but I don't know if he's really trying to be on the perimeter like that. You know, both him and Boogie kind of have to guard bigs. Yeah. And the Heat's bigs don't necessarily play like bigs. So, I don't know.
They don't play like bigs either, though.
On offense, right.
Yeah, on offense.
But that's what I'm saying. On the other end, Bosh can come out.
Yeah.
And guard a Boogie
but who's,
or whatever.
All right.
Or and Battier, he can come out and guard a Draymond Green. You remember Shane Battier?
Yeah.
Lock the fuck up, bro. Like,
yeah, Shane Battier. I still don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe in one game, yeah. Or it'll be close, but in a series, I don't think anybody.
Man. I'm sorry.
Nobody
KD,
will beat
Steph, Clay, that's problematic.
Yeah. Especially the way they play together.
Yeah.
Move on to some NFL talks.
Word.
NFL.
So the franchise tag. For those of you who don't know,
talk about it.
The NFL has a different kind of free agency. They have different kind of contract situations going up. None of their contract. Well, now it's changing, but majority of their contracts aren't guaranteed.
Yeah.
The whole time, so it's usually front loaded. You get a bunch of money up front, you get a bonus, whatever. But the end of your contract, you know, it's kind of like written on toilet tissue. And what do you do with toilet tissue? Exactly. So, the franchise tag is something that's in place where a team. So, if a player becomes a free agent,
unrestricted free agent,
exactly. I have to specify. Unrestricted free agent. A team can sign him, can force him to stay for 1 year.
Yeah.
And in that year, they will pay him the average of the top 5 salaries at that position.
Yeah.
So if you are a quarterback, they will take the average of the top 5 quarterback salaries for that season, and that is what you will earn.
Yeah.
I believe they can only do this twice, right?
Well, they have there's 2 different ones that they can do. It's like but they can only do it twice per year. I think,
exactly.
Yeah. So they have the.
I forgot it was the names to a player. Like they can only do it back to back.
They can do it back to back to a player, but they have 2 per year that they can use. So one is called it's like damn, I forgot the names, but we ain't got no facts though.
You
know what I mean?
Who needs names?
each team only has one franchise tag.
Okay.
So it's an exclusive or a non-exclusive forms. That's what it is. So it is only one per year, but an exclusive or a non-exclusive.
Right.
Whatever that means.
Do you think the franchise tag is a good thing?
I'm like in the middle, man, because it's.
Talk to me. Preach both sides.
I hate that they can force a player to stay where he doesn't want to stay. Like, I hate that in the thing. But if you look at sports or traditionally, like the big sports, like the big three, players from small markets leave to big markets.
Yeah.
So this is a way to protect
Small market teams.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like for that. Even though it should be like a free-for-all, man. If you can't convince me to come here.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I guess that's the way. I'm more on the I don't like it side. I don't like the.
right.
But I can see why they would implement that rule.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm a lot more don't like, particularly for the very first reason you gave. Keeping someone in an area in an environment where they don't want to be in, I am opposed to.
Yeah, me
Point
too.
blank. Period. Like they don't want to be there. Let them rock, man. Let them go. And sometimes what happens is that the player in question has played to a level that deserves or that the open market would be paying a lot more for.
Yeah.
And just because the team is able to franchise them, they can get them for less. And I get it. That's part of business. But that whole point of that whole part about keeping someone there that keeping someone there who doesn't want to be there is it's unacceptable. It's un-American.
Yeah.
It's un-American, bro. Like if I don't want to be there, like come on.
One of the funny ones that happened this year was the dude from Kansas City, D Ford. They put the franchise tag on him, and they don't even want him on the team, but they know that he could leave and sign for more.
Rival.
But now, because he did good last year, that defense did really good too.
Exactly.
But now they got him on the franchise tag. He's only gonna make $13 million in the free market. He would have made way more than that. I know.
Poor what's his name?
D Ford.
Poor Ford.
Poor Ford, man.
Damn, $13 million.
So yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. They tagged him with the franchise tag. They knew he was gonna leave.
Yeah.
This is what I think. They knew he was gonna leave.
Yeah.
So they hit him with this franchise tag, and now they put him on the market to trade him. So they could trade him for that $13 million,
little amount, right?
which a lot of teams are gonna give up for because they were gonna sign him for a good 20 more or whatever it is.
Also,
so that's why I don't like
the team basically gets to get him for something.
Yeah, that way
He's not leaving for nothing. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's really smart business, man.
that's good business. Yeah, but
you
still, I hate it and I love it.
I hate it, but
So
I love it.
I'm in
My
both. I don't know.
mind's telling me. Oh no, we can't.
Yeah,
sing
watch
him
with
no
that
more.
R. Kelly
We can't
talk,
sing it
man.
no more. We can't sing him no more. It's done. It's quiet for him.
Yeah, that shit. It's like good and bad. Like I don't know. Like that's why I'm right in the middle. Even though I'm leaning towards that, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But like when you can do something like that, like you're not. Is no Kevin Durant situation is gonna happen where he's just gonna up and leave.
That's a
franchise
fact.
tag him and trade him. I know he doesn't want to be here. Now I can just trade him.
Man, I'm torn, bro. Because dude, you don't get into football for good relationship. No,
I know.
If I'm in the front office, fuck that, bro. I'm
Yeah.
doing what's best for the team.
No,
It
exactly.
just is
yeah.
what it is.
In any
So-
sport
Exactly.
or in any business.
If
for
I'm
that
in
matter.
business, exactly.
Yeah.
In business, ain't no friends in business, man. So if
Yeah.
I'm in that front office, fuck it. But
If I'm a player, fuck.
if I'm
that.
if I'm a player, that's what I'm saying. See, and that's what it keeps going back to. On a previous podcast, we talked about players taking their careers in their own hands and blah 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 blah. The NFL needs more of that, man. The NFL is really on some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I see what Antonio Brown's trying to do. I don't know if you caught his joint where he's saying, I don't need to play football no more. I
Yeah.
picked this house.
Yeah,
that shit was
yeah,
so fucking bossed out.
They're
For
gonna
those of
trade
you who
him by
haven't
this
seen
week.
it- yeah, they have. They have to
said
trade him. For those of you who haven't seen, he's doing an interview basically, and he's talking about how he doesn't need to play football. He doesn't. A lot of players, they keep playing because they have bills to pay. They have a lifestyle to maintain. They have to support a bunch of people. He's sitting there. He's like, you see this house? It's paid off. Cash. It's done. Like, he's basically trying to tell him, like, dude,
I don't need
good.
this.
I've
Yeah.
made over a couple $100 million, and it's all just sitting in the bank. Like, I don't need to go run my head into a wall again. And
Yeah.
he made sure to specify, like, and I say all that to say I've never missed a game. Like, you see me, I always come to play. I always get busy. So I'm not, I'm not some scrub who's just here collecting a check.
Yeah.
But understand that y'all ain't gonna force me to do no fuck shit, And I bring him up to say, that was my long way of saying, I like what he's doing in terms of taking the power back into the player's hands. But that's only possible because he has that stability.
Yeah.
You know, because he has that comfort. The average NFL career is only what, like it's
4
years.
seasons.
Exactly. And by the time they're out of by the time they're out of the NFL, 2 years later they're already filing for bankruptcy.
They're broke.
Yeah. So, you know, I think the player association has to find a way, first of all, to better educate these players on their finances. These are often players coming from broke-ass situations. They're finally getting money.
Like he says
Exactly.
in his in that one interview.
Oh, man, it was beautiful. You know, you're coming from a broke situation. You ain't never had no money. Nobody you know has ever had any money. Not your mama, not your grandma, not your great goddamn grandma. You feel me? So, yeah, man. I think the Players Association needs to better educate these players to allow them to then be able to put themselves in position.
Yeah.
You know, knowledge is power, man. Knowledge is power.
Yeah,
And,
man.
Let me see.
NFL Combine?
Yeah, Kyle Murray. So, Kyle Murray, we've discussed before, he won the Heisman Trophy this year. I think he played for Oklahoma, right? Quarterback out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's going into the NFL draft. He was drafted into the MLB
by
1 or
A's.
2 years ago, by the Oakland A's, and they gave him a $16 million signing bonus, blah, blah, blah. He was drafted really early. First round, like sixth pick or something.
He was number 7.
Oh, okay, 7th pick. And look at Will with some facts.
I don't know if that's a fact.
Oh, okay, all right, he's just throwing that. And,
he was number 7, I believe.
But so, you know, if you're picked that high, you're expected to go through with it. You're expected to eventually play in the major leagues and be good. The thing is, he also plays football, and like I said, he won a Heisman, so he's really good at football. And he's entering the draft. The NFL draft is in like a month or so.
Yeah.
So before the NFL draft, they have the combine. And the NFL combine is where they do all the measurements. They measure your height. They measure your fucking hand size, your foot size. They measure how quickly you slide, how quickly you run, blah, blah, blah. And
how far you can jump, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. How high, how far you can jump. So he went and got his measurements taken because the knock on him was that he was too short.
Too short, yeah.
So he went and he got measured, and he stands at 5'10".
Yep.
And he said he's not participating in any more combine drills. So he's not throwing a single ball.
Nope.
He's not doing no sliding, no nothing.
No nothing.
Do you think he's making the right decision?
I think it's gonna lower his draft pick, but I still think he goes in the top 10. Well, I'm hoping he does. But he actually did private shows for the Cardinals. I think they have the first pick, and he did it for another team, and they say he's bad. They gave him all negative reviews.
Wait, so hold on. So he did a private thing for a team.
Yeah.
And
the scouts there said that.
Wow.
The team scouts or whatever.
Do you know what team that was?
The Cardinals. They have the number 1 pick. He wants to go number 1.
So he made sure to work out for them.
Yeah, he worked out for them. He had like 2 meetings, and then he worked out for them. And then I believe there were scouts there. Like it was I forgot how many more than one. Yeah. No, not teams, but scouts. Like that they're not associated with any team.
Oh, okay, just pure football scouts.
Yeah.
Got it.
And they all said he was.
It wasn't too good.
Yeah, that he was not good at all.
Damn. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Do you feel like he should?
I think he should go to the. I mean, you can't even go to the combine anymore. It's over now. But he should do something to redeem his credibility or his the way that teams perceive him. I think they did that on purpose. The NFL did.
Bro, I completely disagree.
You know,
I completely disagree.
He's not gonna go in the top 10 now.
See, this is the thing. I feel like with our college athletics and the age that we're in now, overexposure is a bad thing. Particularly because the more video they have on you, the more tape they have on you, the more info they have on you, the more they have to pick apart.
Well, they have 3 years already on him or whatever.
I feel you, but it's only he's only been on this stage for 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, I think he was QB somewhere else, whatever. But this, you know, Oklahoma is a main stage, or Alabama. I forgot what school. I think it was Oklahoma.
I think it was Oklahoma too. Who knows, man?
Yeah, who knows and who cares? We ain't got no facts. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So the more info they have on you, the more they pick you apart. If he's trying to get picked super early, I think it's best to lay low that mystery. Everyone gets drafted off of potential.
Yeah.
You know, and the more information they have on you, the better they can assess your potential. If you just want a Heisman, you don't want any better assessments of your potential. The Heisman is supposed to be the best player in college football. I mean, that's general. You know, that's like the college football MVP for those of you guys who didn't know.
Yeah.
It rarely goes to defensive players like in every other sport. It generally goes to quarterbacks or running backs, you know, who put up gaudy ass numbers. And that if I'm Kyler, that is the assessment I want of me out there. I don't want y'all to know that, you know, I can't drop back and throw over my left shoulder, but I can do it over my right. I don't want you to know anything. I want you to think the best of me. And when it's time to draft me, you draft. And, you know, if I end up being a failed investment, then so be it. But I have to put myself first, and I have to protect, you feel me? Protect my own stock. So,
see, I would have agreed with that if he didn't go work out privately for the teams and let them say everything publicly, where he's not good.
See, but
he's
the private workout, I think, is just, you know, to give him a little taste.
Yeah, but he went through all the things that were in the combine. He did the 40-yard dash. Yeah. He's slow. He did the throwing. Can't reach it there. But, you know?
he's just fucking up all across
yeah,
the board.
no, they get everything was negative. I don't think they said one positive thing. All the scouts.
No way.
Like not even the owners. It was scouts that were talking.
Shit, man.
Everything came out bad.
Yeah, so Kyler fucked up, dog. I wouldn't do anything.
So if it was exactly, so if it was like
measured, and that's it.
If it was the way you said it, where you don't show up, but you don't do anything else,
I'm not doing any drills. Nothing.
All right, that's fine.
Nope.
But now a team saw you, and teams speak because you wanna.
Some teams share information, but
not even information. They share like, I have the number 1 pick. Okay. I just saw this guy. He's trash, bro. Yeah. I'm not gonna take him number 1. Right. You can take him number 2 if you want, or they can be like, yo, this guy's good, man. This guy's good. Like, we can make a trade. Like, this is amazing. Lying to the other team.
Exactly.
So even if they're lying now, they're gonna bring him down to where he doesn't get drafted in the top 10. If he doesn't get drafted in the top 10, he's not gonna see the money he's seeing. Yeah. Exactly. He's gonna be out of the.
Man, I feel like he played it right because, as you said, it wasn't a bunch of teams. There was a handful of scouts. Yeah. I think in those scouts, there's enough lying that goes on. You know, teams know that there's a lot of gamesmanship. So it's like, oh, we'll tell you that we're interested in Will when we really want Eric. You know, just to throw you off the scent or vice versa, whatever. So I feel like, okay, let's say he bummed it in front of this handful of scouts. I still feel like there are enough scouts who see him as more of an unknown, and that will work to his advantage, you know. Even if a handful of them are saying, "Oh, he's so bad," it's like, yo, he still won a Heisman. He still played really well in college. He's still taller than we thought he is. He's 5'10". That's like Drew Brees' height. Yeah. It's like, you know, maybe he'll pan out. I don't know. I don't think he's hurt his stock too much, but I guess we'll see.
I think before this, he was in the top 10 based off hype and Heismanship alone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think he falls out of the top 10.
Damn, so you're calling it now?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray falls out of the top 10.
He's falling out of the top 10.
I want to bet your left nut, Lance
Armstrong.
That he will be drafted in the top 10.
I think he falls out of the top 10.
Yo, how fast do you think you run a 40?
40, probably 12 seconds.
Come on, man. 12 seconds.
Your boy's slow out here. I have no idea, man. I got a torn meniscus.
The meniscus is healed. Stop your shit.
Nah, I have no idea. Probably like, I don't know, man. What do you think?
Hey.
I did it once, actually.
Yeah?
I don't remember what I had when I was playing baseball.
Okay.
They made us do it.
Man.
Damn, what was I? I wasn't fast, though. Not compared to other players.
Other kids out there. Bro, I have a delusional sense of confidence. Okay. Anyone who knows me can tell you that.
I know this.
You know, I have a delusional sense of confidence. Some would say. I think it's very accurate, you know, my sense of confidence, but whatever. I feel like I can easily run under a 4.5.
What are you on, crack cocaine?
Yeah, I think I can easily run under a 4.5. Even now that I'm fat and out of shape, and I pull a hamstring if I move too quickly, and I pull a hamstring if I jump out of bed too quickly. Nah, I think I can easily run a 4. Matter of fact,
that'd be crazy.
We're gonna think of something to bet, and we're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it for the show, and I guarantee you I can get under a 4.5.
4.5, you gotta be on drugs, man.
4.5, for those of you guys who don't know, it's 40 yards in 4.5 seconds. Generally, the super fast people is like 4.2, 4.1. that's like a speedster.
You saw Usain Bolt actually beat a lot of those guys.
He did a 4-1, but he was wearing like Pumas.
Exactly.
Stretch. He just got up from the side.
He just got up from the sideline and ran on these motherfuckers. That dude was quick.
Man. Anyway,
he's playing soccer now.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, man.
Living his best life.
Living his best life.
Anyway, damn, is there anything else you want to talk about with deportes?
Deportes, off the top right now, no.
Nah, that's about it. Baseball's right around.
Baseball's around the corner, yeah.
It's coming. Shout out to Ruga. Ruga, what up? Baseball coming. All right, so if that's the case, talk to me about your yin and yang.
Yin and yang for this
yin
week.
Yang,
they both have to do with AOC.
Okay.
I'll drop the bad one first.
Okay.
Right? Oh man, this one's about AOC, but it's not bad about her. It's about the New York Post.
Okay.
Because these guys are a joke. They had a full article on her, a front page article on her saying that she's a hypocrite because she was driving around or being driven around in a minivan with the worst gas mileage in all of
minivan mafia.
Yeah, in all of minivans. And this is them not having anything on this woman.
Right.
That they do stuff like this or stories like this. And the reason is ridiculous is because she's easily the second most popular politician right now behind Donald Trump, obviously.
Yeah.
And they wanted her to... she was in a parade.
Is Trump a politician?
Is he? I mean, yeah, he's a president. He's basically a politician.
All right, continue.
He lies, he cheats, he steals.
So if it quacks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's not some pussy. It's a duck.
It's a duck, man. So she was in a parade. They wanted her to take the train, apparently, because they don't want her in a...
They don't want her to win.
They don't want her in a gas
that
car.
rowdy-ass MTA.
Yeah, this is crazy. So they want the second, arguably, I mean, I don't know who else is bigger than her, aside from Donald Trump. And they want her to ride the train instead of getting in a car that her mom picked her up in. So, yeah. New York Post, you're a bunch of idiots.
Oh, man. And what was? Do you know what their headline was?
Their headline was "Gas Guzzling Car Rides Exposed AOC's."
I'm sorry. You lost me at gas guzzling. Like, God. New York Post goes hard. Try that again. My bad.
The gas guzzling car rides expose AOC's his hypocrisy amid Green New Deal pledge.
Oh God. So just because she pledged for the Green New Deal, she's trying to help the environment.
Yeah, she wants to help the environment, and they're saying because
she's
in a car.
Nah, you're in this car, you're a hypocrite. I mean, I can understand that. Because I feel like, not to fucking debate your yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yin and yang is what it is. But I feel like there are some people who want you to walk the walk, and they feel like that is not walking the walk. Like, the car you drive is a choice.
Yeah. Well, wait.
It's her mama's car.
She doesn't drive this car. It's her mom's car, yeah.
Well, you can't tell your mama what to do. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You can't tell your mama what to do, so, yeah. And what is your... Or should I give my...
Yeah, give your...
Okay. The thing that ticked me off this week, I came across a story on Twitter by a young lady by the name of Victoria Malin. If she's Latina, it's Victoria Moyin, because there's a double L in there, so I'm not sure. So before I continue, first of all, happy Women's Month. Again, shout out to all the ladies and the ladies. But no, Victoria Malin, she alleged that she was assaulted by Atlanta Police Department officer. So according to her story, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's cousin were at a restaurant. They were eating, enjoying their meal, and she and her boyfriend got into a quick spat, like a brief argument. They exchanged words. It wasn't the most pleasant, and she got teary-eyed, whatever. There was another group sitting next to them, and that other group began laughing, and she felt like they were laughing at her. So she got up and went and addressed them. She sat at their booth and addressed them. They reassured her that they weren't laughing at her and took offense at her even insinuating that they were laughing at her. Afterwards, so long story, that situation calms down. She goes back to her booth, but one of the employees at the restaurant comes back and asks her to leave. And she's like, well, what is going on? Why do I have to leave? You know, I had a disagreement with my boyfriend. These people were laughing. I went and addressed them, confronted them about it, and now everything's fine. And the person, I forgot this person's name, but he still asked for her to leave, her and her boyfriend and everyone to leave. So she decides to leave because she was leaving anyway. And right before she leaves, the individual who works there, the guy's name is Tony. That's all she put him as. His name is Tony. Good old Tony. Tony called the police. She didn't argue with him. She said, fine, you can call the police if you want. I was leaving anyway. But as she's getting in her car, she's moving up to pick up. She goes to valet. She gets her car. She's moving up to pick up her boyfriend and the cousin because they're a little further down the road. And a police officer jumps in front of the car and is like, stop, get out. Long story short, she ends up getting arrested. But within her arrest, she is kind of battered, man. Like her face is scratched up. Things are bruised and broken. And according to her report, the police officer claimed that she tried to hit him with her car. And while she's in police custody, she keeps hearing that this is what Atlanta Police Department does. They will arrest you for nothing. They will fabricate things. And so she's fighting it at this moment. Of course, I'll say you got to hear both sides. I don't know all the facts of this story. I don't know if she was drinking. I don't know. I don't mean to insinuate that she was or anything. Because even if she was drinking, that wouldn't require or result her getting beat up while she's arrested. So either way you slice it. But I will say I'm going to let more facts about this come out. But if we are to believe what she's saying, then this is an egregious overstep, an egregious abuse of power. And there needs to be something done about this. This is the issue that many people have with police departments around this country, is that they can operate however they wish with impunity. No one's going to check them. In the events that they are investigated, they will eventually be either asked to be put on, they will eventually either be put on paid leave, or you feel me? Or the cases get tossed out. It happens too routinely where police officers aren't held to the same standard that the people they are sworn to be protecting are held to. And just for Victoria Mullen, I just want to say that there are people who are here to listen, to hear your side of this story, and to see justice served if it needs to be served.
Hopefully.
And there's that on that. But that it kind of bugged me, kind of bothered me. It's weird. I've reached the point where when we hear about the police shit, I hate to say it, but I'm a little more numb to it. Because we've just heard so many different cases of people being shot and killed or beaten or whatever.
Choked to death for selling a cigarette.
For selling cigarettes, right. If he was doing that. Why are you laughing?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
That's crazy.
Not funny, but kind of sad. You knocked me off my train.
That shit almost becomes old news. Always hearing about there's always a cop doing something to a civilian.
There's always a cop doing
not
some
civilian,
fuck shit.
but
right. And it'd be all kinds. It'd be black cops, white cops, whatever.
Yeah, they don't even care.
Yeah, the cops be on some bullshit. And so I say that to say, generally I'm numb to it, which is sad in its own right. But in this situation, I don't know. It caught my eye, and I read the story, and it upset me to some degree.
That would upset me too, man.
But off that, let's finish on a good note.
Off all this negativity.
Off all the negativity. Talk to me about something that made you happy, man.
So back on AOC train hype, the hype train, whatever.
Right. The hype train.
As you said,
all aboard.
As you said earlier, people should be held accountable for what they say, or politicians.
Absolutely.
For what they say or what they do. So when she was running, she said that people should be getting paid a workable wage, or a living wage,
Right.
And historically, people that work under politicians, they get paid $30,000 to $36,000. $36,000 being the high that someone gets paid for.
Okay.
On the salary, but she's paying her people $52,000 a year.
Nice.
Nothing less. That's what you start out with.
That's
no
the
matter
base.
what. That's base.
If you
right.
rocking with AOC, you getting 50
paid,
G's
baby.
off top.
Off
You
top,
feel me?
baby, off
That's
the
how
rip.
The BX give it up, baby. Get money.
Then you got interns, and politicians always have interns who are in school and
Abusing
then
them.
they abuse them. They
Free
don't
labor.
get paid or anything,
Yeah.
but AOC's paying them $15 an hour.
Whole lot.
Whole lot
Minimum
right
wage, whole lot.
So they can go to school and work for her. They don't have to look for another job.
Got a little deodorant money, little movie money.
Exactly. Got a little beer money for the weekends.
You can go to La Marina on like a Tuesday.
Marina's closing
Marina's
down.
closed, but it's whatever. You never catch me there
They filed for
anyway.
bankruptcy.
Damn.
So yeah.
All right, you can go to Locksmith and afford coat check. You feel me?
Yeah. You can go check some
coat
shit.
check now.
So yeah, basically shout out to her.
For this coat check, I can keep my coat on.
That shit, yo.
It's cold in here.
Yo.
Shit. Anyway, my bad, Will.
So yeah, basically is that she's living up to her word of paying, because she's getting paid like 150 something thousand
Hey,
for her seat.
go and get your money.
Get your money, girl.
Go get your money.
So at least she's paying everybody, living up to her word.
Right. She's keeping everybody fed. That made you happy.
Yeah, man.
Glad.
Hopefully more Congress people follow suit.
Come on, you know they won't. Or if they do, you know what? Maybe they will.
Maybe.
If this ends up going well for her, if the way she's carrying herself ends up going well for her, I definitely see more people following.
She's 31 right now, right?
I'm not even sure.
31. I forgot. We Googled
We
the
Googled
last-
this.
We ain't got no
Siri, how
facts.
old is
It's 2019. Who needs facts?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is 29.
29. Wow. I thought she was.
Who needs
So in 6
facts?
years, she's going to win the presidency of the
No,
United
she'll
States.
be
of
30
America.
this year.
She'll be 30 this year. So in
October,
5 years, in the next election, not this one, but the next one,
yeah.
she'll be eligible to be president. And
Ooh, I can see that happening.
she's going to win.
You
First
calling it now?
woman, first Hispanic.
Yeah.
Shout out to the BX.
BX whole day. You stupid. All right. My good thing, my yang or my ying, I don't know which one.
Nigerians are in the
was
paper for
a-
something good.
So after Jussie Smollett done dragged my Nigerian brothers into the news for negative things, my main man, Kamaru Usman, who is a Nigerian American fighter, is the first African UFC champ. He's the welterweight champion. He defeated Ty Woodley, unanimous decision. And he's the first African champ, and I felt like that deserved some bigging up.
Yes, sir.
I like to see any people of color doing well, and of course, the more I can identify with the person, the more I root for them. So, some of my background is I'm an immigrant from Africa, so this brother sharing that with me, and he also being from Dallas. Feel me? He lives in. He
Let
used
him
to live
know.
in Irving, all that. Like I can definitely relate and all that. And I was happy to see him get a win. I was happy to see how much emotion he showed, and it was pretty cool. So shout out to you, Kamaru Usman, aka the Nigerian Nightmare. I hate that they regurgitate and recycle nightmares like this. Excuse me,
I know.
that they regurgitate and recycle nicknames like this. But shout out to him. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to add? Anything else that made you happy?
That made me happy, man. Game of Thrones trailer came out.
Hey.
I'm not gonna leave this episode without saying that because I want Arya to kill everybody.
Whole lot.
You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to Arya. Yeah, on that note, I think that's about it. Will, how you feeling?
So I feel good, man. I feel great.
Did you
How you
feel like you talked enough shit today?
I think I talked enough shit for the day.
Are you all talked out of shit though?
Oh no,
Okay.
never.
So you
Never.
solemnly swear
I solemnly swear,
to keep talking that shit?
keep talking that shit, baby.
Hand over heart. I also solemnly swear to keep talking that shit. This was another edition of the world famous No Facts, No Problem. Audience of one. Ain't no name yet. The name matters. Keep talking shit. The bald and the bearded. Feel me, the daddy daycare. We out here. Rah, rah.
Liam.